ஒரு ஏழையா ஏன் இருக்கிறவன்னு ஒருத்தர் தெரிஞ்சு.
If a person truly understands why he is poor, then why should he grieve? If he has truly understood the reason behind his poverty, then why would he strive to become rich? Why would he ever think that being poor is a form of suffering or a sin? It is only because he does not know the reason behind it. So he thinks, I remain poor, I am humble, I stand below, I am oppressed, I continue to stay in the lowest place. Others stand a little higher, and those who stand above remain above, while I stand below and continue to stay there. I have not come here to lift those who are below. You must discover, through self-realization, why you remain below, and the true instrument for that discovery is meditation. If you fight against the one who stands above, you can never truly win. Either he will perish, or you will, yet neither of you were born into this world to die. Both of you have come into this world to live. But when the one who stands above realizes the truth, and the one who stands below understands why he is in his position, life becomes like heaven. Yet, when both, the one above and the one below, fail to realize the truth, they begin to argue and soon turn it into conflict. This is the problem. How can a solution be given for this? From where can it arise? Through which path can it be offered? Then how many of the poor can a sage truly make rich? If I were to make 10 of the people here wealthy, would that alone be enough? Across the world, there are millions living in poverty. So what about them? If everyone were to become rich in the outer sense, would that truly be the solution? The ones who were made rich will move ahead, deeply involved in their own growth. But after 10 years, or 20 years, again 100,000 poor will arise. Then what is the solution for them? It will become just like the government, a sage drafting new proposals, making new plans, and the story will keep repeating. In this way, there will never be a true solution. The true solution lies in a person's ability to understand, by his very nature, why things happen in his life, why certain actions or events unfold as they do. When that realization dawns within, true transformation begins. Then, from that understanding, he gradually becomes free, completely liberated. He must decide for himself what he truly needs and what he does not. He must know it through his own realization. And it is for that awakening, for each person to realize this truth for themselves, that we are striving, that I am fighting for. Now, among all of you who are here, a space, an opportunity, must be created for each person to understand the true essence of this precious human life. That is the purpose. Once you truly understand, you will never shed a single tear again. Not even for a moment will you think, look at them, they have risen so fast, built grand houses, bought cars right before my eyes. Such thoughts will never arise within you. How many among those who own cars have truly found happiness? In my own village, there are 410 houses, out of them, at least 125 belong to the wealthy. Yet I do not know if even a single one of them sleeps in peace. I do not even know if a single one among them has experienced, even for a moment, a glimpse of what I have felt, even a small taste of the inner experience that I have known. But among all those 420 houses, I know why one man sleeps in a small hut, and why another rests in a grand mansion. If you ask the representative of the ruling party in that district, or even the district collector himself, they will give you a completely different kind of report. I have pierced into the very root of his birth, to see why he was born into poverty, and to see how many births his life has taken. I go deep into that depth where I myself seem to die, entering a state of stillness like samadhi. From there, I witness the entire process of that person's being. I see the very form of his existence, and from that vision, we bring forth the essence of that form into the present. Then, from that understanding, we come to know what kind of guidance or solution must be given to the one who stands opposite. So, what solution should be offered to him? In this wheel of time, he must not be turned into a wealthy man, instead, he must be made to know who he truly is. Once he comes to that understanding, he will see that wealth comes and goes, joy comes and goes, sorrow comes and goes. But when one realizes the truth beyond all this, he no longer worries about anything, for he has risen above the flow of gain and loss, pleasure and pain. All those wandering yogis and devotees of Shiva, roaming like pilgrims, do so not only out of devotion to God. All that is not the ultimate truth. And as you might think, I too am not a devotee of God in that way, nor is my path one of chasing after God or performing acts of worship. One day, I came to know why I was born. I understood clearly the purpose of my birth, who I am, who are those that live beside me, why they have come into my life, why I was born in this very village, and what my true work in this life is. So once this truth is known, how could there be any confusion left in my work? Just think about it yourself. Once the vision is clear, how could any sorrow remain within me? Would I ever try to become a great leader in some political party? It is only when a person does not know who he truly is that he says, I want to become this. I will try for that. I will start this business. He tries one thing after another. He does the potato business and fails, then turns to the cabbage business and fails again, and then moves on to cauliflower. Thus he keeps wandering from one effort to the next, because he has not yet understood himself. Once you truly know who you are, you will also know by yourself what must be done and what must not be done. After you fail, you prepare yourself for the next attempt. And what do you do for that? You go to a temple, tie a few sacred threads around your wrist, or you make a vow before the deity, to start walking pilgrimages, carrying vows and offerings, taking up a few ritual activities. Then, when a prayer is answered, you set a plan with that same temple. Once every 3 months or 6 months, you go there, day or night, pouring out all your sorrows and requests before the divine. And as each vow begins to be fulfilled, you keep striving again and again to complete the next sacred vow. When something favorable happens to you, you place yourself in the front row, proud and devoted. But if your wish is not fulfilled, you move yourself to the last row in doubt. And where do you go next? Whatever happens next, you go to that temple. Then your friend calls you and says, I went to this temple, and what I prayed for actually happened. You should come here too. Then you go there, pray to the divine, and say, if my prayer is answered, I will bring my child here and shave his head as an offering, or pierce his ears, or offer food to the poor. Or I will plant a sacred tree here. Or I will gift a swing to the deity. Or donate a bell. Or give an offering to the temple. Or I will even present an elephant or a horse, or a great ceremonial sword. Now tell me, which yogi has ever bought an elephant and offered it? Which sage has ever purchased a horse and given it to a temple? If we can truly understand this, if we grasp the deeper meaning behind such acts, then life will not be wasted. When seen through meditation, what I truly observe is this. As you move from one temple to another, within this cycle of time, if it is destined that for 3 months you are not to receive a certain thing, then no matter what you do, it simply will not come to you. After 3 months, you come to this temple, and now the thing you desired is about to come to you. Then what do? You take up your vow, you offer what you had promised, fulfilling the ritual you had made. Then, after another 3 months, your business begins to fail, and you start thinking, maybe there's some flaw with this deity, maybe something has gone wrong. Then, after another 3 months, something else is destined to come your way. At that very time, you feel a pull, an urge to visit another temple. You go there, and the moment you step in, your work turns out successful. But this is merely coincidence, the change of temple had nothing to do with it. Half the people who go to famous temples stand there following this very same formula. When you go to any famous temple, you'll see different categories of people stand there. Those who worship for prosperity stand in one section. Those who pray for relief from suffering stand in another. People are divided into many such categories of devotion, each seeking something different. But if you look closely at the end, you will see that not even 5 people stand there for true wisdom. They call that particular land a land of wisdom, a land of siddhas. That hill, they say, belongs to the siddhas. The very idol there is said to be the embodiment of wisdom. And the one who established that image was himself a man of meditation. Yet, in that sacred place, true meditation does not happen. The statue was made for meditation, the one who installed it was a meditator, that hill itself was meant for meditation. Yet none of the actions that take place there truly qualify as meditative practice, only the manner in which people make use of the place appears that way. They have made something so easy to reach seem so difficult. To receive something that could come easily, to cross a path that could be walked with ease, they struggle, take risks, and fight their way through. Then tell me, why should a poor man weep? If he understands that it is he himself who is about to cry, if that awareness has dawned in him, then even his sorrow will lose its weight. Now, when I go to many villages, they will not even let me speak. What do? They hand me a list, 25 items long. My child is not well. My grandfather is not well. The house is half built. They bought a vehicle, and now there's a chain problem. A whole catalogue of complaints is simply handed to me. So now tell me, am I here to set them right, or to fix the list they hand over? Leave all that aside for a moment. If I ask them to do meditation, they say, what can I do with meditation? Please, just fix my problems, then everything will get better on its own. So please understand this, fixing these outer forms is not a great task. But if you keep practicing meditation, you need not search for someone like me, or like anyone else. What I feel, and what I'm telling you, is simple. Don't keep searching for someone outside yourself. If you truly meditate well, with a pure and steady mind, then to see any lord of your wish, you won't need to spend even 400 rupees and make a trip to a temple. He'll reveal himself to you right where you are, in your own home, within your own heart. That's the secret hidden within it. When a sage focuses all his awareness upon his breath, if he wishes to reach any temple or any place, or if he merely intends for a certain work to be accomplished there, he performs that act just like this, while remaining in his own form. Many people look upon this as a miracle. But it is not a miracle, it is something that can naturally arise from within a human being. That is the truth. What is needed is to help people recognize this connection within themselves. That is my work and my purpose. So naturally, if the people living in the village, through their struggles, somehow grasp this truth, their lives will begin to change in an entirely different way. What I mean to say is this. Never stand before anyone, begging for anything. If you should not stand before anyone, then don't stand before me either. Don't ask me for anything. Because this universal energy doesn't belong to anyone, it belongs to everyone. And you have the power to attain everything by yourself. But they never recognize it. That is what truly saddens me. So what could I say now? That I have attained wisdom, that I have seen and experienced life directly, that much is true. I could easily say, others will understand in their own time. Let them follow their ways, why should I interfere? I could stay quiet, doing only the bare minimum. But that is not what I am here for. My work is to stir people, to awaken in them a different way of seeing. To help them look from another dimension altogether. So that they may find their own answers to the problems of life. Remember one thing clearly, it is no great achievement if I solve a problem for you. But if new problems keep arising year after year, you'll spend your whole life running from one person to another, searching for someone to fix them for you. You may have a family deity, a family astrologer, a saint, or even a family doctor. But does that mean you always need someone to run to every time a problem appears? Please, tell me. Because that suffering and sorrow will keep coming over and over again. So, every 6 months, when pain strikes, you take your child and run to see one saint. And when that saint is no longer there, you begin searching for another. That's what I am trying to say. Should life really continue like this, always depending on someone else to perform your miracle? When you do it yourself, it creates a great magic, something beyond the ordinary. What I'm saying is the absolute truth. I have shared with you a very profound and deeply revealing truth. If you truly follow this path, there will be some difficulty along the way. But I will want nothing from you, no joy, no possession, no reward. And if you reach a state where you have realized yourself and found clarity, then know this, I will never come to your side again, not out of absence, but because you will have become whole. If you attain self-realization on your own, then my work with you is complete. That's all there is to it. That is the very essence hidden within this.